Shut up, Jacob. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh,
Ready.
go. Hey, that was good. Woo! Carbonation makes a better pop every time.
It's not too bad.
Isn't it really good? Shout out to Will Clark for showing me these and ruining my entire life because now it's all I drink.
Because, I thought you were no on the caffeine.
So, yes, and then I got a second job.
Okay.
And now I basically sleep 4 hours a night and work around the clock.
Yeah, we've had 2 mini engagements, and you look busted both times. I'm like, fuck it, well.
Oh, I'm busted. I mean, like right now, I am... We did an ad read before this, which we don't usually do. It took me 9 minutes just to get the shit out of my mouth.
Bummer.
It's a bummer. I just stay on this weird... You know how you just kind of, when you're burnt out, you're kind of just going? Mm-hmm. That's where I'm at.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man.
You're making it happen. You're just not quitting, That's all that matters.
Oh, I got no quit. I'll fucking die. I'll just die. I'd rather die than quit. Right? Hell yeah.
Did you see that our memories? We've been friends on Facebook like 6 years or something. I was like,
what?
The fuck? Yeah.
That's pre-pandemic.
I used to book in Shreveport. I still do.
Oh.
So maybe one of your projects came through at some point.
No, probably. Oh, what was it for? 501 Soundstage?
Well, yeah, but that was a while back. Probably not. That was probably like early 2000s.
But I played there in 2009.
That was definitely not me.
Okay. Yeah, it was a guy named Nick, and he was a dick, and we left.
Nick the Dick.
That's how he introduced himself, and he wasn't wrong. We were there for no shit 30 minutes, and every band that was there left. That guy was the worst.
I think about 2007 was the end of my era of that place, and it was a legendary place. All ages.
That's why we
alcohol.
wanted to play there. But when we showed up, there was a flyer on the door that was from 3 months prior. We thought the venue was just closed down.
Yeah.
And we were just chilling because Shreveport died. It's just like a dead city. There's just skyscrapers, all the oil companies left. Yeah. There's a man busking in the middle of a foyer of a skyscraper, and we're just chilling. And we're like, I think we should just get a hotel. We went to some library, and then the guy showed up, and then he was terrible. And then...
Is this your only Shreveport experience?
Yeah.
Bummer.
Sadly.
Okay. It's not dead. And it does have waves, and it is clicky just like anywhere else. So, 50 shows might suck, but, I threw a show on a Wednesday, and it was my birthday show. And granted, I'm, pretty loved there because I was the main promoter for the longest.
Right.
But it went. And well being, 70 people.
I mean, that's well for any small city.
So I love this city. So coming from that and just working so hard for 50 people and, 100 people, I'm like, damn, that's so sick. When I first moved here, I went to the... Frozen Soul show at Vino's.
Oh, yeah.
On a Tuesday. And it was slam packed and super violent. And I was like, dude, this is the shit. Because, I didn't think of them as a huge band. I know they're on Central Media and but slam packed and people putting on a Tuesday. I was like, god damn, dude. And it wasn't just that show. It was fucking, let me check out Pizza D's at this punk show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, these fuckers are awesome. So I love the scene here, man.
But it wasn't that long ago, right? You didn't move here that... Yeah. So you got in right in the sweet spot. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've heard there's a resurgence, but
Well, it's past that. It's now a new dawn.
Yeah.
It's its own thing now. I think last night was... Dude, this weekend is living proof of that.
You can't keep up. There's shows constantly, and they're all doing great.
Monday, Tuesday, there was a show, 140 people paid on a Monday night. Then the very next night, 100.
That's the one I was at.
Paid.
I saw you, and I'm like, fuck, I'll just wait till next week.
Oh, dude, yeah, because I had worked the night before, and then last night, I don't know how many paid, but it was over 100. I know it was over 100 at the Full Moon benefit show. And I
need to check that place out.
Oh,
yeah, pumping it up. Yeah.
It's so cool. It's so cool. And Justin's as nice as can be. We played there. I was there for 11 hours, which turns out is too many hours to be in the same spot listening to metal music.
Yeah. You got to have a hiding place to go take little naps. I didn't have a car until also a year ago. So you go on to shows in my car, I'm like, fuck yeah. All right, I'm back. Before that, it's shit.
I actually would have, but yesterday on the way to the show, my fucking air conditioner went out in my car. Yeah.
This is not the time for that.
Dude, I was like looking at my wife, and she's just pouring sweat out of her body. I was like, I'm so sorry. And it's a relay. I looked it up, It's a relay, which they don't just have those. You got to go to the damn dealership. And I'm on our way to the gig, have to be there, load in, all that bullshit. But yesterday was great. It was fun. And then tonight is pallbearer, but I'm playing tonight too, so I will miss that.
Yeah, I plan on going to that.
Are you?
Where you playing?
I'm playing in Conway.
Okay.
With Brother Tongue.
Okay.
Damn, Kurt. Oh, Sneezy McGee over here. It's like a house show. It's called the Duncan House. Okay. I just found out about it when they asked us to play there. Apparently, it turns out that like everyone just shows up. It's supposed to be a fucking badass time. Yeah. So I'm excited, but also I'm dead. So I'm wondering how it's gonna go.
Gotta be a moment you can recoup beforehand.
Well, my plan is to drive up there after we get done here and just park across the street at the church and sleep in my car until my band shows up.
That's what I'm saying. Car naps are the best.
Well, I don't have air conditioner, but it is not 100 today, so.
They do have those little battery charged fans you can just put in.
That's true. Yeah. No.
Fuck.
Dude, it's a it's a 4Runner. It's a great car, but it's basically my work truck. It's just filled, and right now it's filled with equipment, but 9 times out of 10 it's just filled with tools, and it's beat all to hell. I'm a bad person. I don't take care of my shit.
It's all good. I'm similar. I'm from the trailer park, so I try not to have too much.
Hell yeah. Shit. You from the trailer park too?
Yeah, absolutely.
In Louisiana?
Yeah.
What's that like?
It is what it is, man.
Is it kind of similar to like, what it all is like? Just a bunch of fucking hooligans.
I mean, it's things you can't really talk about these days, Like, there's definitely rebel flags everywhere.
Oh, for sure. But, yeah. My fucking next door neighbor, dude.
I do. I mean, I
fucking
no regrets,
dumbass.
I'm glad I grew up. Like, my grandma raised me and my brother was Social Security. So, I mean, I was like super poor the whole time. But it's always made me, I guess, kept me humble and appreciate the things as they come,
Yeah.
But, yeah, I feel bad for my grandma. Like, look, now that I'm an adult, I'm like, damn, dude, just like $600 a month raising 2 kids,
Holy shit. Well, shout out to your grandma, man.
Well, rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P.
For sure.
Clearly.
And, my dad's a famous reggae keyboard player. He was in the band, the Killer Bees. They're from Austin. And they toured all over the world in the 80s, put out records, pretty much pioneered American reggae.
Wow.
So, like, she raised and supported him. Weird thing to mention. Apparently it's true, though. Jerry Lee Lewis might be my grandpa. I know it sounds crazy, but my grandma was in the scene at that time.
Uh-huh.
And my dad claims that when she was dying, she's like, I gotta take it.
Whoa.
And then he remembers meeting a dude named Jerry when he was like 10, and he was like, you were so close to being my son, in front of his dad, So he remembers it. Like, he has all these details about all this shit. I'm like, we started looking up photos of both of them, because my dad's a sick keyboard player. He's been a prodigy, forever. And there's, like, in the eyes and the nose, I mean, it's like, damn.
That's the giveaway zone.
So what's trippy is the motherfucker just died. So, like, I found this out, and, like, 2 weeks later, he was dead. But he was going to go to Nashville and be like, hey, Dan Hoffman, Charlie Hoffman, blah, blah, blah. Dead. I'm like, fuck. So I feel weird talking about it because it's not a fact.
Right.
But he
can you imagine?
He's convincing me, and I mean, I don't know why you'd be like.
So what we got to do is we got to get some shovels. We got to go exhume Jerry Lee Lewis's body.
His blood has got to be in the system.
Oh, yeah, you get fucking autopsy.
So
you're in the system. Your DNA's in there.
If I can just, like $50, be like, hey.
I don't know if it's public. Yeah.
It'd be worth $50.
They treat celebrity a little different,
But like my brother's a sick drummer, so like it's in our blood. So like when I found
your brother's a drummer too.
Oh, he's sick. Yeah, he's 7 years older. I wasn't even gonna be a drummer. Like when I was 10 and he was like 16 or whatever that gap was, he was sick as fuck, and I'm like, simple boom pop.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to be the younger brother that could kind of play drums too. And so I was big into martial arts my whole childhood from 3 to fucking... Because he was into martial arts too. So he was teaching me sidekicks and shit when I was like, barely walk, So like I got good really quick. And
what are you? Did you make it to black belt?
No, so I only made it to orange, but I was in it for 7 years. It was a pretty brutal school. I mean, it's now that I'm like looking back, I can kind of see why the other dojos didn't like him because he's basically like holding out your belt.
Oh,
Like we should have been like fucking black belts, but we're all like yellow belts and shit.
Right.
And it was super
just
like,
making you be there longer for the money kind of thing.
I was destroying the yellow belts.
Right.
You know, I was national champion in 10-year-old yellow belts. Like I went to Baton Rouge and got a big trophy and shit. But now that I look back, I'm like, oh, that's why I was tearing them up. They probably just started like a month ago. But
I got a white belt just for showing up.
yeah, I mean, that's like I've seen, and other schools would throw tournaments, and like it would clearly be
more
one-sided.
advanced. Yeah.
Like I'd be like, pop, dude, are you gonna call?
They could say y'all were cheating and stuff a bunch.
Or it would just, like something would happen because you're not supposed to like kick in the nuts or punch in the face. So like it'd be like I'd get fouled. I'm like, yo, can take a point or several things because it's like their homies,
right?
Are the judges?
Oh, duh, yeah.
So like when you're just some other school, kind of like having to work harder, I guess.
Probably all a bunch of small towns too, so everybody's got everybody's back.
Yeah, it was very cliquey. But at the same time, it really like defined me. My grandma raised me, so I didn't have like a father figure. So he was my father figure, and so he could be pretty rough on me, and I'm just like, yes sir, whatever. Like if we didn't bow when we walked in, hard knuckle push-ups on the concrete. I'd be like, I spend the whole time just like 78, little ass hands.
I'd have been like, I'm gonna go sit in the corner.
But I mean, now like I got part like that develops your wrists and your that's what the impact of it is. So if you build that up as a child, then it's like, there's a lot of things that I don't regret for sure.
Did your brother tour around playing in bands and stuff? Or
yes. So he dropped out of school in 10th grade.
Hell yeah, dude.
And
I
think I was 10, and he dropped out then. So it was like he kind of was like my dad. He was his shadow. So when he moved, it was like, fuck. I felt alone because he moved to Arizona with my dad. Started gigging and shit. It was the right decision on his part, but now it's just me and my grandma, poor as fuck. I'm like taking care of her now or whatever. It was a weird time because I had to move and quit doing karate.
Kind of lost that older male figure too. That's kind of got to suck a little bit as a little kid.
There was a few years there where we moved, but I quit doing martial arts. I was okay at drawing, but I got better within these few years. But I remember being so fucking depressed because I wasn't a drummer yet. I wasn't doing martial arts anymore. Kind of okay. I'm in a new place, and then like I'm from like. Then it was like black. Now it was like redneck trailer park. Just completely contrary. Now I'm in the country, and it's just like
very different.
Like I'm used to play. Like I would play basketball, and they're playing superhero games and shit. I'm like, dude, you guys are lame. Man. It was just like fights, colorful, happy cowboy. Like, hey, we're going to pep rally. It was just like totally different. Which it was good. Now I'm like, that's where I want my kids to go.
Right.
Is that country place.
Right.
Without the fights and all the stuff. But,
the fights.
But I like the ghetto school.
That's where I went, man. Cloverdale. Shit was awesome. I had a great time.
I run into people and I'm like, oh, you went to Walnut Hill? Oh, shit, dude. I mean, it's like, cool.
So are you from Louisiana?
I'm from Shreveport, yes.
Shreveport.
I was born in Austin.
Texas?
Yes.
No, Austin, Missouri.
And my dad
Shut up, Jacob.
Touring, and he was like super famous. And got hooked on drugs real bad.
What?
Everybody, yeah, I mean, 80s, late 80s.
Oh, fair enough.
Everybody was doing coke. It was like cool to do coke.
Yeah. It was a vanity drug.
And then all of a sudden, you got these little coke rocks. Like, oh, you just smoke it. It's like coke, And
yeah.
All of a sudden, so that's why I moved to my grandma's when I was 3. And he's doing a lot better now. My dad,
that's good. He's still around?
We're in a band, in a reggae band. We got...
You and your dad?
Yeah.
Oh, that's badass.
And my brother. So my brother sings. He also sings and plays
They live
keys.
here now?
No. Shreveport still. I bounced back in. Like, I just drove from Shreveport. I got 2 daughters. So every other weekend I go to Shreveport and, like, just hang out with them as much as I can. Come back.
I see.
So I still have a life over there, sort of.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing is whenever I first came, I'm like, yeah, I'll just, I'll bring them up back and forth. It just kind of was like, it's already $100 to go back and forth, and now it's like $200 a weekend, and I'm just like, at a certain point, I just couldn't keep doing that. Plus, my car's starting to, it don't last forever. Or
no, they do not.
So yeah, I basically just go and I'll like go to the park and take them to movies or the arcade or just try to like make the best out of the situation. But it kind of sucks because I'm usually fucking tired, have a headache, I get bad migraines all the fucking time.
Oh,
So
yeah?
it's like no matter how bad I feel, like I'd be like, hey, yeah, because it's like my only time to fuck with them, you know.
Do they know what the migraines are from? Is it from
Uh,
vision?
Man, that's been a big subject lately.
Oh, really?
I've always had headaches, but they've been real bad lately, and I think because I always get like real bad ones when a storm rolls in, or if I'm on a drive and like I think like hills and shit. So I think Arkansas is like notorious for just cold, it's hot, it's rainy, it's not rainy.
Changing
Like,
everything,
it just changes so fast that I think the pressure.
Yeah, it rained last night. Did y'all know that?
Mm-mm.
I walked out on my back porch this morning, the whole thing's covered in water. I was like, okay,
Yeah, I
well,
didn't know that.
I guess it rained.
And also, it'll rain in fucking, downtown, but it'll be sunny as shit in Jacksonville.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I moved to Jacksonville first. But, I work at Guitar Center, so I was making that 30-minute back and forth. Now I live, like, right behind Guitar Center. Like, I can
Oh,
just
in those
walk there
apartments
in, like,
back
5
there?
minutes. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
it's awesome. So, it's like a little,
What are you doing, lessons?
yeah, I teach drums.
Of course you do.
So it's great, man. And that's another thing, too, is, forever they're like, man, you should teach drums. But I'm not, like, a drum nerd. Like, I never was in band. I didn't go to college for drums.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, practice your paradiddles or anything like that. Single strokes, blast beats, double
Dude,
bass.
the
That's
only
where
reason I
started.
know what a paradiddle is because the first band I was ever in, that drummer was a drum nerd.
I still don't really understand, like, why that's so crucial. Like, as far as fundamentals, like, I don't see why. Just learn your singles tight. I mean,
Like, I don't, yeah.
I have a whole, like, curriculum that they
And
let
why
me
does
do.
speeding it up matter? Like, why can't I just learn what I like to hear and then just emulate that?
I have a really cool, because the point I was making was,
Oh, yeah.
Guitar Center, you're not teaching rudiments or fucking, it's not drumline, or it's they'll be in drumline, and it's not college, or they'd be in, it's like fucking kids.
I
or
like
old
this
dudes.
song.
It's beginners. It's kindergarten teaching for drums or whatever. And so once I realized that, I'm like, oh shit, I just need to make them think it's cool and inspire them as much as I can. So I have a pretty simple, like, every student, let's just say 98 out of 100, ever had one lesson with me. It's just like, I don't know shit. My mom's making me do this.
Right.
They'll leave doing 4/4 measure with a big long drum fill at the end,
Absolutely.
crashing on the one.
Yeah.
And so I play bass with them. So I have my little riff, turn the bass up loud, so they're feeling the shit in their pineal gland and shit. And they're like, man, this is fucking badass. And then they leave going like, damn. Because I'm like hyping them up, like, man, you're fucking great, dude. This is the best I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
And so they just leave like little nerds, just like, dude, I'm a fucking badass.
They go to
Now,
school
like,
the next day.
I'm
I'm
telling
the
you,
best
it's-
drummer here.
It's probably the best high I've had is just watching some little nerdy kid with no confidence leave, and their parents be like, oh my God,
With their chest out a little bit.
So
That's cool,
the
man.
problem is it's hard to keep that drastic of a every lesson. You're not going to get that much better. Like that's just
Yeah.
like the foundation of like, oh, that's what because it's not crazy. We're just counting to 4. But
Counting to 4 with our limbs.
so I'm still learning too. So like I'll learn like Bulls on Parade, and instead of doing like boom boom cat boom boom boom, it's just straight up boom tat boom, and I just kind of jam it with them.
Uh-huh.
So I have like rock, open hi hat, funk, closed hi hat, and I have it simplified like a motherfucker. So I just get them jamming songs, and that's a really good song to start with. You get them like feeling the heavy stuff and the funky stuff, and
Get the rhythm.
but like I have a certain like these handful of drum fills to help you, single stroke drum fills to help you maneuver around the kit. But like at a certain, like say after like 3 months, it's kind of my shit. Like now it's kind of up to you to like start a band or something, or or I'm trying to figure out like what is the next step for me, besides because just knowing what's happening isn't going to make you go. You got to be inspired and like I want to be a bad motherfucker, If you don't have that fire in you to like, because parents will get on to me or kind of be like, what's their homework? And I'm like, fucking
It's to play.
like.
Yeah.
I just spent 30 minutes like teaching them some shit. Just fucking, if you just get on the kid at all for 5 minutes a day and you're just kind of like walking around at all, that's all. And if you don't want to do that, then you probably shouldn't be taking drum lessons.
Got a free flow.
Like if you gotta make someone play, like just fucking take them a baseball or something.
Right.
I have like 40 students now, so it's like if I have
40?
it's
Damn.
dwindled a little bit.
Still,
of
40's a
summertime.
lot.
Yeah, now it's down to like 32 or something. Still a lot. But
Still a lot.
it's to the point where if you have a shitty attitude, you can just go.
Is it your only gig? That's what you do for a living?
I have random like got the reggae band. I'll gig
Oh,
with.
right, yeah, gigging for bands.
Yeah, but for the most part, that's my income. Yeah.
Session drumming, I assume. I see you filling in a lot for a lot of other bands.
Right. So it just depends on the weekend,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. I've trimmed off a couple bands because I was spreading myself thin. I feel like
Yeah.
so I'm not in Gore Pig anymore. I'm not in Queen Anne's Revenge anymore. And that was the good gigging band. Like as far as pretty good money, we'd go doing cover stuff.
Oh,
doing
yeah.
pianos.
No, covers are... If you want to make money in the music industry and not have to be dealing with bullshit, just be a cover artist.
That was going pretty well.
Yeah.
We'd go down to like Shreveport and it was just like sold out every time, making good money.
Fantastic.
But it's still just time, and like I'm trying to make him happy, and I'm trying to make them happy, and I'm trying to make my girl happy, and I'm trying to make my kids happy. I'm trying to, just like at a certain point, you're not making anybody happy. You're just kind of like half-assing everything. So it was good for me, even though it was kind of a stressful week when that all went down. But it's better now.
So what are you in band-wise now? Just nothing?
NightSpake is my main project.
NightSpake.
Yeah.
I knew that.
And we've only been around 4 months. Well, the band's been around longer, but this, these
Version.
members and stuff.
Yeah.
And so that kind of blew our mind. I recorded videos and stuff too. So I went to our first show and I was like, it just says 4 months under the YouTube video. And I'm like, kind of, damn, okay, we're doing pretty good, And it was supposed to be just like a one-time thing. CT asked me for a favor. I'm like,
That's how it always is.
I was kind of building a relationship with him. I'm like, cool, I'll do this favor for him. Maybe he'll help me book a show down the road or something. And we all just meshed so well. Plus, me, Jeff, and Shane work at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
And then it's just Andy. He's cool as fuck. I don't know if you know him well, but he's awesome.
Y'all ever do band practice at Guitar Center?
No, that was going to be the plan. We were kind of figuring it out. But Jeff has a sick jam room where Wake practices.
True.
I just play his kit, which is difficult.
I was going to say, he plays like a big pound
Big,
of meat
loose
kit.
heads.
Yeah. That's more my speed.
So,
and you're a
okay.
fucking speed demon.
So I've had a weird kind of like trajectory. As I started my YouTube channel when I moved here, that was kind of part of the whole thing. Like, I can't go anywhere in Shreveport without Machete Eddy, like, and it's cool, like, for sure. But it inspired me. Going to a new city was like, cool. Nobody knows who I am besides a handful of people. And it'll make me want to go out and, like, see the scenes, realize what the bands are doing, who's the promoters, all that shit. Just gives me something to, like, because I know how that shit rolls in Shreveport. I've always known. So it's been healthy for me, I think, coming to the scene at such a great time, for sure. And remember the point I was making on that. But
Well, your YouTube channel, you were helping.
now I remember. Yeah, so I got my kit dialed in at my house trying to get the double strokes, cruising double bass. So I haven't been gigging too much. I've just been kind of like, when you play that way, you don't have to, like, play hard as fuck. There's real, like,
Right. Well, it's all about finesse at that point.
for sure. It's like a video game,
Yep.
kind of. So there's a whole process of, like, learning how to not hit so hard and all that kind of stuff. So now it's NightSpake. I'm at Jeff's house on his big fucking kit, and it's like, it's all 1 foot blasts. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, one song in, I'm on fire. I'm like,
muscles you haven't used in a while.
I'm
yeah.
forgetting to breathe or something.
Yeah.
Well, I think my nose is fucked up. Like, if I'm ever, like, hitting the bag or playing drums, or if I get overheated, my nose just gets, like, boogery. So
That's
like,
weird.
So then my breath is just like the whole time. And then after each song, I'm like, okay, fucking breathe. Shit, but
Gassed
like
out.
next song, I'm like, man, fuck. All right.
It's a
And then
set.
somehow you find the energy, and then
It's weird. It's like on stage, the lights add so much to it. In practice, I can practice 2 hours, no problem. Play the same shit over and over again. We don't have no AC. We play in a basement.
that's what I was about to say, man. Just the heat.
But we get in a stage, and then, like, 3 songs in, I'm looking at the guys like, can we just, like, play 2 more? And they're like, we got 5 more songs left, dude.
Right.
You got to go.
And
You just beat red, fucked up. It's like, I've only been up here for 15 minutes.
I'm also, like, undiagnosed, but I know I have, like, ADHD, and I'm probably fucking autistic or something. Like, I can't stay still. That's why I did karate and drums, and I'm just, like, kind of, so it's like,
I'm a fidgety person
I'm
myself.
always going to speed up the shit. If there's 100 people looking at me being like, you're a bad motherfucker, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm all pumped up, So it's like, I always watch the footage like, well, that's why I'm fucking tired. I'm playing this shit. It's already fast.
And you're playing at 70 BPMs
if you
more.
jump it up even 5 BPM, it's like, and it's taken time for me to look back like, damn, because my older band, Cancer Horde, death metal band, It's just ripping blast beats the whole time.
What was the name?
Cancer Whore.
So,
Yeah, this is the band I formed in high school.
I heard it correctly.
Right.
Cancer Whore.
This was my main baby for like over 15 years.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. We were definitely an offensive band.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But a good band. Like, I was super proud of everything
Was it
we
like
did.
death metal?
Super
Super
blasphemous
death
metal. Long blast beats, very like Origin, Vital Remains influence. And we were just, super young. And we would drink a bottle of Jaeger before we went and like smoke like
one of those bands.
And like, dude, I can't take 2 shots of Jaeger. Like, even a beer before I'm playing, I'm like, man, I just feel dumb. I don't feel like drinking before playing drums unless it's reggae.
I don't like to drink before drum, but I do love to be kind of like mid-intoxicated for guitar, though. Like, we played yesterday, and we had a very long wait beforehand, so I had like 4 beers before we started. Very nice.
It depends on the music. Because like I said, reggae, it helps because it makes me not want to be like, try to show off or whatever. Just kind of zone into the...
Do you smoke pot?
Yes.
Well, that's perfect for reggae, huh?
That's I'm always there. But still, like, I'm in the zone. If I smoke it, I'm not like, whoa. I'm just like, girl.
Oh, you're an active...
That's my medication, basically. I just... If I'm not, then I'm super, like, more angry, quicker, and like super like energetic and just fidgety, and like I said, got some shit, But I think it makes me me. Like,
I got all those same things.
Even with my art, like I became really good at art, but it isn't like, man, it's like literally just plays, listen to music, and make my hand move for like 3-4 hours.
On paper or digital? What are you doing? Paper?
I never did digital too much. I did go to like a community college. I was like
for
one
art?
course away, and then I started touring. I just never really pursued it. But very like Todd McFarlane / Rob Zombie.
Okay.
So I'm bloody, boogery, satanic, bongs, upside down crosses. And I don't think of like, oh, I'm gonna do an eyeball like that. I just do like eyeball, nose, mouth, vomit.
It's kind of just coming out of you.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So if you ever saw the old Spawn on HBO cartoon,
yep, love it.
There's a scene where it shows him just kind of like drawing, like in the very beginning. And I remember seeing that because that shit was awesome when I was a kid. Like,
oh, yeah.
I'm like 8 or whatever. I'm like titties in it and stuff. I'm like, this is bloody. I was like, I shouldn't be watching this.
Spawn was fucking great. I'm interested to see how they're going to reboot that.
Right. It is great. It still is great. But anyway, it shows a scene of him just drawing fast as fuck. And I remember being like, dude, that would be so sick to be able to just like, done, But that was more or less my goal, is being able to draw fast and like intricate shading.
Get all the details in there.
And so my teacher hated me for that because I think it's bullshit. I don't like telling an artist this is how you do it. Like, even with that art or drums, I mean, obviously you got to know what a 4/4 groove is and the basics and shit. But don't be like, no, you got to do your paradiddles. No, you have to do. Why? Why does this fucking kid have to do paradiddles right now? Like that makes it boring.
I mean, in band, I guess it makes sense because everyone has to do the same thing.
Exactly.
But
that's a different thing.
It is so weird how those programs are creative programs, but when they're in school, they have to be broken down to where this fundamental. It's just fundamentals all the time. You're learning we're all learning the same shit. Yeah.
But I remember butting heads with my art teacher because it's like, dude, just let me do a charcoal thing that comes out. Why do I have to do a charcoal thing of that can just like everybody else? Like, it's just boring. I don't know. that's the way my mind is. Like, I can't.
Yeah, mine works the same way.
Don't tell me that I have to do it like that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, I'm an artist. I don't know, man. I have to do it my own way.
Same. That's why I work alone.
Yeah, same. Even with the editing shit, I'm like, got like 3 angles and shit. My girlfriend started helping me get like an outward angle, but I'd rather just set the shit up, boom.
Yeah.
Already have the vision in my head before it happens. Like, I usually edit the shit that night.
What kind of cameras are you using? Just
I'm
GoPros?
using, like, free shit.
Free?
I use my phone.
Okay.
On InShot. Free editing app. So I'll basically get my tablet. I'll get the drum cam usually because it seems to pick up. If I can't use a mixer because I'll try to get my own sound.
Get the board audio. Yeah.
But if I can't do that, I feel like the drum cam on my phone, for whatever reason, picks up because you can hear the monitors.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually pretty good. So I'll use my tablet just for like front, crowd shots.
Right.
And I'll even like blend I mean, it'd be like a different
And
song
all that
or
goes
something.
to your iPad?
Phone.
Oh, to your phone.
Yeah, I mean, I only have like an hour of storage, so that's kind of why I shit everything out so quick. Because I have like some other show I'm trying to
Oh,
help out,
right.
whatever. So like I basically got to film the band. I usually just do like 10, 15 minutes. Email the audio to me myself, and then I'll just match it up, and then plug go on it. I'll add little stuff to it if I can. Just depends how much time I have. But like with the Heathen House stuff that I help promote, he does like 20 bands, so that's really stressful. And the last Arkansas Death Fest, I had a fucking migraine, like bad. I'm just like
Didn't that just happen?
Yeah, it was in May, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
No, it was like July. It was hot.
Yeah.
Next one will be in May.
They moved it back. They were like, we can't do this in July again. Yeah.
So, film it, email the shit, go to my car, link it up, YouTube, delete, or just kind of ice my head for like 20 minutes. Do it again, 2 songs, and just the whole weekend. Everybody's just like, everybody was so concerned. There's like, dude, I'm like, it's all right, man. I get them all the fucking time. But here's the thing, man.
You taking medicine for that, or is it that doesn't work?
I take like BC and ibuprofen,
Excedrin and whatever.
all that shit, and then I end up taking too much. Then I get nauseous and sick. 'Cause that's what happens. It's like a 24-hour thing where it kind of starts coming in. I'll start taking some stuff. Starts getting worse. And eventually, I'm just like drunk. My lights are hurting.
Does it happen more here? It didn't happen in Shreveport less?
It seems like it's happening more.
Interesting.
Because I had real bad teeth. I had my wisdom pulled out and had broke all my back teeth and stuff. So like I thought that was cause, and it did help.
Like a pressure issue?
Yeah, it did help those headaches because I was having like piercing pains. So that's gone. So now it's like I just think it's sinus kind of pressure.
Interesting.
Where it's just I'm still figuring it out. I'm trying to get on insurance again. So
yeah.
Because I was on the Guitar Center shit, but it was like I was paying so much, I just never had to use it. And when I did try to use it, they're like, "Oh, you don't do that kind of insurance." I'm like,
"Yep."
And fuck it. So
now you're dying? Well, you can't go here. Sorry, you poor fucker.
My girlfriend's been doing all the internet shit, trying to get me on some Medicaid or something. They keep. It's all fucked up.
Oh, dude.
Even the amount of money I make, it's like. It says I make this amount for this many hours, but I'm not making this. But there's no way to prove it.
Right.
So like if I'm teaching for an hour, I'll get $20 an hour.
Right.
But I'm rarely teaching for an hour. It's like gaps in between. There's 30-minute little gaps. So it's like there's definitely a percentage of hours that are like $10 an hour.
So they're just looking at the whole hour.
So it'll be like 70 hours times 20. Boom. And I'm like, hey, well, fuck, dude. After that plus child support and taxes, I'm only getting like not much of that.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure it out. I don't know. That's the only stressful thing, I guess, going on for me at the moment, besides the kid thing. But
kids living in 2 different states.
Yeah, because they're 9 and 12. So it's a very defining age.
Dang, how old are you?
37.
Okay, that's okay.
So my story kind of was. Remember, I told you I went to community college.
Yeah.
I was thinking about being like a teacher, like an animator. Was kind of like my.
Well, when did you pick drums back up, though?
Okay, 15.
Okay, so because your brother left.
So yeah, I mentioned earlier being so depressed for like 5 years.
Right.
So there was this dude, Jared Cannon, on my bus, and he had a Fear Factory. He just penciled on his backpack, and I'm like, Fear Factory, cool.
Fear Factory, dude.
And he's like, Meshuggah? I'm like, no. And he's kind of like, you listen to Meshuggah. And this kind of led to, he's like, hey, I got a drum set, I'm like, cool, I play drums. And he lived like a mile from my house, so he had his own little trailer. There's like my little
hell yeah.
Park to trailer park.
I'll get my Huffy and be over there in 8 minutes, dude.
His trailer was like on some land, so it wasn't like butted up trailer. Because as soon as I got my kit,
rich as we call him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's rich. They got more than the front yard.
He had more money than I did. But whenever I did get my kit, it was like as soon as I started, the manager's like busting my door, like hell no.
Yeah.
And hear that shit all the way down the fucking road. Like,
good motherfucker.
So luckily I could go to his house, and then this was later. It's because of him that I picked drums back up. But yeah, I go and start smoking because of him too, fucking bastard.
Thanks for that.
So it was very like, start smoking weed, I'm listening to death metal, I'm playing drums. He has a crew of kick-ass dudes. They're all like dropout, long-haired fucking potheads or whatever, and jamming Suffocation. I just thought they were the coolest fucking guys ever.
Of course you did.
And so like,
you ever heard of Slayer, dude?
We started Cancer Horror. We're playing Dallas.
Oh, so you just got in with them and that was it?
Yeah, that was
okay.
It all kind of bloomed to what it became.
Did you graduate high school?
I did.
Okay.
Fucking regretfully. Like,
Yeah, me
never
too.
needed that shit.
Dude, I literally never even seen mine. I got it in an envelope. I gave it to my mother. I said, I hope it was all worth it, and I left.
Dude, I tried so hard to make her proud. You know, not give up.
Yep.
And I failed twice. I was almost 20, dude. I was like 19, and if I would have failed, I would have been 20 in high school. And it's like, I can't
be 20 in high school, man.
There was a point where everyone, like, I F6, which I missed too many days. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to fail anyway, I'm not going to.
Was this because of touring?
No, this is high school. So I'm like 10th grade or something like that. And so if they're already going to kick me out, I'm going to keep going.
Right.
So I had like a long summer. 10th grade, I'm starting to grow my hair. I got the wings going. And so chlorocidin, the cough medicine.
Oh, CC's, baby.
It
Woo!
blew up that summer. So,
take a whole pack of them shits.
Yeah, we'd go to Walmart and I tripped on that shit like at least 20 times, but probably more.
Those are so dangerous.
And it really fucked my head up because like once that summer ended, it was like I just thought I was gonna die or something.
Yeah.
I was not thinking about past the summer. All of a sudden, I'm not dead. It's like school starting, and I'm like, whoa. It was kind of good though. It's like what tripping is supposed to do, kind of.
Yeah.
You know,
eye-opening.
start over.
Uh-huh.
All right, here we go. It's kind of the same thing, I guess.
There is more to this.
So I took it a little more serious. I'm like, all right, let me try to.
Fucking chlorocidin trips got you to take life more serious.
Well,
That's wild.
I mean, there's so much drama. Like,
sure,
you're bringing back a lot of memories. But so that guy Jared, he's a fucking idiot. I mean, I love him.
That's all right, man.
He's like, he was, especially back then, he was just like doing some crazy shit. He was our singer. He became our singer. So he spray painted satanic graffiti all over the school, all of the church across the street, and got busted for it because they just hung up some security cameras. You see us fucking drawing dicks and demons and fuck the school and all that. So like, they knew that that's my homie. So like, eyes were on me for the rest. You know, they were just searching me for whatever reason. They dig into the bottom of my bag and find some crumpled up note. And it's like,
but dude, if you're the kid wearing all black in the band shirts back in those small towns in those days,
I remember like,
you're the one they're looking at for everything.
I put like an anarchy sign on my backpack. So they're like, what does that mean to you? And I'm like, it means like no government.
It means like I'm cooler
than you. I didn't even fucking know what it meant.
I'm cooler than you, Becky, you old
cool,
bitch.
You know, I wasn't like defined in who I was. I was still a kid. You know?
Yeah,
I still had the wings. My hair wasn't long enough to be like, all right, now I'm fucking.
It's coming out the top of the hat, just fucking
Jesus.
Look like you're trying to fly off.
Yeah, they would try to find some shit. And they would find like, you know, saying some dumb shit in the notes, but eventually they're like, okay, he's trying. Quit fucking with me.
Yeah.
So my senior year, really struggling. I'm like, I don't want to be here. You know, now I am in cancer horror. I'm playing bars and like everything's, and so I was gonna quit.
Mm-hmm.
But because I had failed like 4, I needed like 1 credit. Like, so basically, I could go half the year and then just show up throughout the second half of the year. So that's how I got all those credits from the community college. As I was like in high school, going to this community college.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, I'm pretty much the same as I was then. So like, all my teachers are like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Very supportive. I need support. Like, I need the people like, man, you're fucking doing great, man. Not all the time, but like, otherwise, like I do it my own way, you know. So if I don't have someone being like, hey, if you do this, you know, then I'm just kind of like chaos. I'm unorganized like a motherfucker. My grandma tried so hard every year to get me the binder, and this is where your homework goes. And it took 2 weeks,
right.
And that shit's all in my backpack, you know.
Well, that one's in my shoe. Hold on a second.
I'm like, I can't change.
Yeah.
I do good in chaos. Like, I've been in car accidents where I don't think I even was like...
You're giggling?
I'm just like...
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, we're alive. That was crazy.
You know, if a fight breaks out, I'm not going...
There must...
It's like, I'm just like completely calm, just like watching it all in slow-mo. Like, it's almost like a superpower. Just to kind of... But with that comes... Oh, Crash Cast is this Sunday? Oh, fuck, dude. They wrote me. I'm like, damn, I thought it was like...
I thought it was 7 Sundays from
what
now.
Day is it? So I'm a one day at a time motherfucker.
Yo, we have a lot in common.
We do. I mean,
I am very much in that same boat. I almost cut my friend's head off with a piece of fuck sheet metal one time and was laughing about it.
Huh?
My buddy... Huh?
Huh?
Oh, I never told that... I told that story. Didn't I?
Sounds like a good one. Go ahead and tell it again. Fuck it.
But so my first truck was a work truck, and it was a big old piece of shit. My dad got it for me. We had this barn tin, corrugated barn steel, and we were like, we should go do burnouts. And my buddy was like, well, transmission fluid makes it burn out way more smoky. And I was like, that's awesome. We should do that. So we poured a bunch of it on top of some barn tin and decided we were going to do burnouts. So we did like 10 of them. It was awesome. Smoked out the whole fucking field. And I lived in Bryant, but Bryant wasn't what Bryant is now. It was Nowheresville. And we lived on a 10-acre pad, so it's you could just cause a hell of a lot of trouble. And I'm just sitting there and I'm going, woo, and just smoking out the fit. Dude, it's so fucking rad. This must have been like 10th or 11th grade. And I drive off and I look behind me and I see the sheet metal shoot out. And it's going at my friend's fucking head and a foot away. And it goes whoosh and then goes straight up and falls straight down in front of him. And he's just, and I'm like, I'm in my car watching it, like as I'm pulling away. Oh my God! Shit. We get out. We're like, oh, what the fuck? And we're like stoked. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was crazy. I'm like, that was awesome. Your head almost got chopped off, dude.
So you brought two stories to mind while telling your story. One is as far as just sheet metal or whatever. I was helping my great grandma build a shed. I'm not the greatest builder. I just play drums and draw. So they're making me kind of do it. I'm kind of like, it's fucking hot. I'm fucking grumpy. I'm just trying to line up the holes for the first fucking...
The frame.
The first part.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, they're on top of each other. So it's kind of like... Fuck. Fucking the corner of the shit right there.
Ooh, shit.
And it never stopped bleeding. Like, I had to go get it stitched. But, like... anyway, not anything too crazy. I mean, but I used to... During the era of, I'm not good at anything. There's like a few years, huge into wrestling. Like that was during the Monday Night Wars and shit.
There you go.
So it was like huge into this. So we backyard wrestled. Mick Foley's my guy. So I dove
as he should be.
I dove in the whole Japanese deathmatch wrestling. That was kind of like once I did that, and then like they merged. It was like, this is lame now. I just kind of quit watching it for.
Have you come to the Vino shit yet?
Fuck no, man.
Dude,
I know. I fucking know.
You are missing the fuck out.
Generally busy or unaware.
The next one's in October. I'll send you the damn flyer myself.
I've never seen hardcore wrestling in person before.
It's
or deathmatch wrestling.
Fucking
I'm sure.
Wild.
And I've seen the clips, and they're not just fucking going like, it's fucking barbed wire and
they're
shit.
beating the fuck out of each other, and it's a real deal. Last guy just got 7 stitches in his face.
No, I was not. I'm not fucking slicing gashes across my face, but we were doing thumbtacks, and we would make our own barbed wire. So it was kind of, we would like wind it, and then it wasn't like super sharp, hard barbed wire. It was like it would scratch you, it would clip the shirt, but it wasn't going. So we, the little poppers, Chinese poppers.
Yeah.
We'd make like big ones and like hang them on trees or on.
So
tables.
you throw each other into them.
So like we did like all that shit, but it was. No one had a camera for like most of that time.
No, we were just having fun. We used to make bombs and blow shit up just for funsies.
But before I forget,
sorry.
As far as
allegedly
the decapitation thing. Sometime we had these.
Oh, that dude was from Broussard, Louisiana, by the way. Yeah.
So
I love that family.
This particular day, because we're kind of just like dumpster diving for shit to wrestle with, more or less. Like. We'll
old light shit, tubes and shit.
I mean, if we see a refrigerator box, we're like, fuck yes, now we can jump off the house or whatever.
Yeah, that's enough landing to land on.
But for whatever reason, we had these like squared pieces of wood, like a staff, but it was square. So we'd lay them against the fence and throw them, break into these little splinter spears, basically.
Ooh, ouch.
So we get done, and we got these boxes and splinters, spears. We're just cleaning up. And this is really weird. My clumsy-ass dude, Jeremiah, who I did this stuff with, he's picking it up, and he's stepping on a box.
Oh, my God.
And in my head, I'm like, he fucked up if he, like, slipped on the box and, like, threw the spear. Like, it happened just like Final Destination. It was like, boom, boom, and I'm like, whoa, dude. Like, and it was, like, almost like a comedy where he's like,
he scorpioned you.
Like, how the fuck do you slip and throw some shit, like, right, like... It should just hit the ground or something.
Holy shit.
But yeah, that was a weird moment of. Now I'm also just desensitized to violence. I've just always loved horror.
Same.
I was watching Child's Play when I was like 3 and 4. I'm
Same.
not saying that's healthy.
My dad worked at a movie store, and we would just watch what was on, and a lot of it was horror back then. I mean, the 80s and early 90s, horror was king.
So, like, I don't know if it's just
it was
a
gory as
combination
fuck.
of horror and the deathmatch wrestling, and, like, because I was real big into, like, Jackie Chan and that type of shit, too.
Well, once you've seen enough of it, you're just,
Well, like, my mind is always looking at off that, or that would fucking be brutal if you tripped and cracked your head on the corner of this table, or whatever. Like, I'm always, like, seeing, and I think it's because of that. I was like, that's one way it just happened, damn. But I'm pretty safe. Like, I'm not usually the guy that trips on a step and fucking snaps my leg in half. I'm usually pretty aware of my footing like that, so.
I try to be. I have snapped my foot off before, but it was an accident.
Can I hear those stories?
No, it's lame as shit. It's the dumbest way you could ever snap your foot off. Go ahead, guess.
Well, it's not.
If you had to say, take a round the room poll here, the stupidest motherfucking way to snap your foot off, what would it be?
In somebody's ass.
That's weird. That would actually be cool. No.
I mean,
In the
doubt
ass.
I'll guess it. I'm gonna say just stepping out of bed or some shit.
Not close. Jacob? No, I wish. That'd be way funnier. Trampoline.
Understandable.
Lame as fuck. Double. The double bounce. When you get double bounced. I hated it, and I saw it coming because you could see it coming.
Yeah.
And I decided I was gonna turn on my side, and I didn't make it. But my leg was.
So it broke on the trampoline.
Oh, it went around. Like, if I looked down, I could see the bottom of my foot.
So ankle or shin?
Ankle. Whoop, like this.
Yeah, that's brutal. For sure.
6 months.
I've been pretty lucky.
I had to have it like surgery, pins, wires, all that shit.
So.
It was.
It went good. Then.
And now my, broken jiggly
That's a good
foot.
sign that you got some surgeries coming.
No, I went to it broke along the growth plate, and I was only in like the 8th grade summer, so my leg is shorter than my right leg.
Still fucks with you probably.
So I drift. I'm a drifter.
Okay, more stories. Same guy, Jeremiah. All right, he's my backyard wrestling guy.
Was he in your band too?
No.
Oh, okay.
This was that era of like before drums. Not thinking of an artist, but I'm okay.
So you're like 13, 14?
Yeah.
Shoving barbed wire into people?
Maybe like more like 12.
12!
I mean, and I was good at it. So I wanted to be Jackie Chan when I was younger. Like I love Bloodsport.
There was no adults.
So it was like, at first I want to be like,
Bloodsport.
I want to be Van Damme, basically. I want to be an actor that does fight movies. Then it's like, oh, Jackie Chan does his own stunts. Oh, and then it's wrestling, which is the same shit. You're acting, you're doing your own stunts.
Yep.
So that's why I was like, wrestling. So all up until senior year, I'm like, I'm going to be a deathmatch wrestler. What are you doing for a career, deathmatch wrestling? So glad I bounced out of that, because, I mean...
You just be covered in scars and angry.
So, anyway, this guy, Jeremiah, as far as broken stuff, he has the weakest bones of anyone I've ever fucking known.
Mr. Glass.
So, I'm in 7th.
7th grade.
Wait. No, I'm in
grade?
6th.
Yeah.
He's in 7th. And
damn, dude.
Person number 3 is in 8th. He's a stranger. Okay. So there's this guy who he's like a rich kid. He gets all the pay-per-views, wrestling pay-per-views, King of the Ring, all the shit. So he's, we never can afford to get the events. They were $30 back then.
Right.
So every day he's like, yeah, I'll bring you King of the Ring and this and that. And we're like, did you bring it? Oh man, he kept just not doing it. So we start chasing him. We weren't going to kick his ass. I don't even know how it happened. He just started running. We started chasing him.
Of course.
So we go down the breezeway, and this guy, his name was Connor, I want to say. Never met him in our lives. He's sitting in his own group. Jeremiah goes past him. He pushes him with one hand, just like. Jeremiah, like, falls into the brick wall and turns around, like,
his arms.
Here, in half.
Oh.
Help me, Eddie. And I'm like, white as a ghost, like, oh, fuck. And I thought, up until that point of life, I always thought it was like, ooh, I think I broke my arm.
Oh, no.
It might, I might have broke it. I just had not thought about going, snap! Help me! So, like, skateboard videos and shit kind of fuck with me more than, like, shooting the head
I
video
swipe
or
past
something.
them. I swipe past
I can't
them.
do the help me shit. Call my mom! You know, it's like,
sometimes it's funny. Sometimes the way people eat it is funny. But then sometimes it's like, oh, damn, his foot.
I don't like seeing the anguish
jiggly
or
toe.
whatever, or just like the if a boulder falls on your head and you're like, oh, like that's different than
Oh shit, he popped.
then a boulder rolls across your feet and you're like, holy shit, my feet.
Yeah.
Like when people are just like aware of how horrible the situation is,
And I'm
it
over
makes
here
it
laughing.
worse.
Good God.
So you know,
My feet.
check it out. It's cancer horror.
Back to cancer horror.
When I searched that in Google, there was no cancer horror. There's nothing. It was a CNN.com, and it was like, blah,
You
blah,
don't
blah.
say.
It was like cancer, horror. So that was a big part of it. Was like, okay,
Is this because cancer is a horror? Like, is this like a fuck
No.
cancer thing, or
no, there's a story behind it.
okay?
I can tell it. I told it on a different podcast, but it's a quick one. But anyway, now it's in the Urban Dictionary. Cancer horror.
Really?
It means someone who laughs at fucked up tragedies. So if you said,
man, I'm a cancer whore.
Kurt died in a car accident, and I'd be like, that would be a cancer horror. Someone that's like, dude,
Shit.
you know, which is pretty cool.
I
to
made
have a term that means that, because I don't know that there is a term that means that.
I mean, it's as good as any.
Now,
I made fun of my guitar player when I found out he died, like 7 seconds after I found out he died. So,
yeah, well, that was probably just like.
well, I was like, no, and I was crying on my friend's shoulder. I go, I guess he's not coming to practice then.
Right. So my bass player died a couple years back, and same thing, I guess. It's like we're at his funeral, and there's this random dude with like a bag of shit like around his shoulder. I'm like, there's Chris in that bag. I thought it was the funniest fucking thing. I'm like, all right, let's fucking.
Oh, but man, you got to keep some of that shit to yourself. You know, you get in
Yeah.
trouble when you say shit out loud.
So I
Like,
definitely
woo!
don't think, you know, oh, my mom died in a car accident. Like, I'm not that type of dude. You know, I'm just always thinking of violent shit. I don't think it's cool.
I kind of am.
I don't think it's cool if some shit that your homie gets hurt or something. But I didn't create what it's called. That's just what it's called.
Right. Cancer
but
whore.
we did create a word, technically.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so.
It's cool that someone out there was like, they probably saw your band name and was like, what is that? What does that mean? Maybe they thought of their own.
I don't know how it
Thing.
came about, honestly. One quick one, though. You said growth plate. Same dude. Jeremiah. Backyard wrestling. We have, like, nothing. Nothing cool.
I can't believe y'all are this young doing this shit. That's
We
crazy.
were going hard, too. I wish there was footage of it.
I love it.
But, yeah, this was, like, we might have had, like, a box, broom, or some shit. Because I remember that we had a small lunchbox,
Uh-huh.
cooler, and a broom top without the stick in it. Because that's the factors involved with this injury.
Right.
But besides that, we're just kind of like doing this stupid shit.
Now, is there an audience?
No, man, that's what
You're
we do
just
for fun.
doing- oh,
I mean,
man.
I don't think I've ever had more fun in my life.
Yeah.
Be out in the sun, like I'm gonna throw you. Out
It's
there.
fucking 100
And
degrees.
there's been
Like,
so many mishaps. Like I almost caught Jeremiah's yard and his whole house on fire. We caught his yard on fire.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh,
I've caught many a yard on fire, for sure.
But you know, my brain has to finish the story. Okay,
Yeah,
so
you're good.
this dude was kind of we're still friends. I can go ahead and say it. It's kind of a pussy back then. He would cry, you know. Spend the night at my house. No, I'm spending the night at Brandon's house. You know, and we're like, quit crying, dude. Or he would like, you know, hit my hand. It's like, God, sack up, dude. He was just kind of a bitch. But so this time he gives Brandon a double axe handle off of a fucking little cooler, and apparently his foot lands on where the rustles come out of the fucking broom. It's just like a little plastic piece where the broom comes out. Or whatever.
Yeah.
So his foot, I guess, goes like on it, you know.
Ooh.
So he goes like, "Oh, that hurt. That hurt bad. That hurt real bad." And we're like, "Oh my God, Jeremiah, you jumped half a foot, bro." And he's on the ground like, "Help me." We're like, "Fuck you, dude." And we're just looking at each other like, "This fucking guy, holy shit." Anyway, the match continues, and so he hobbles off. Now, like all the moms and other trailer park people are like huddled around him, and I'm like, he's okay, you know, he's faking or whatever. And so I finally walk over there. His fucking ankle is ballooned.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
He broke his growth plate.
Oh, yeah.
So ballooned ankle. I mean, it looked like a water balloon or some shit. It was like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm so sorry. I'm calling him a pussy and a bitch to his face, and he's got a broken ankle and just like, please help. So
and you're like, no, we got to finish this match first.
Dude. So I definitely felt bad. But it wasn't for no reason. There's 20 occasions prior to that of him being like,
yeah.
And I'm like, dude, can't be a hardcore legend and crying about fucking.
Oh, man. No, mine was evident when mine turned around.
Right, that sucks.
I was like, go get my dad. And the dude who was there was like, oh, maybe we can fix it. Like, he was like, you know how when you're a kid, you're like freaking out. Mm-hmm. Like, I hit my brother in the head with a golf club one time. It was his fault. He walked in. I was digging a hole. He walked in the middle of it.
I'll do some damage, though.
Yeah, no, it did. Oh, it did. Yeah. He started freaking out, and I was like, no, please, you know, shh, we'll make it better. There's just blood fucking pouring down his face.
So you just keep reminding me of stories, which is good, because it's stories that I normally don't tell. My brother, before he moved away, playing drums. I was a little fucking asshole, so I'm like 9 or 10 or whatever. So I would go in, open the door.
Yeah.
Like, stop. Whatever. Dude, fucking stop. I'm like, it's fucking my big brother, whatever. So then he starts playing with one hand. He's going to throw the stick at the door, was the plan. So he's like, boom, tap, boom, tap. I open the door, he throws the stick, it hits me in the head. Like, it went like, it went like kind of like this. Somehow.
Like broadsided you?
And I guess the tip was like half broke or whatever. So I'm like, I'm screaming like a little baby. And he goes, oh shit, you're bleeding. And I'm like, it's hilarious because it's like, you're bleeding, huh? It was like I'm screaming and then I stop. And then, oh god, because it was like,
oh, it's actually bad.
Handful of blood, like, oh shit.
So was it like a piece of the drumstick went in your head?
It didn't need a stitch or anything. Oh. You know how heads bleed.
Heads be bleeding.
Yeah, just fucking. I remember I was like throwing up, crying, like, I won't tell Mama. You know, like you can't fucking hide it. Your head's fucking. But anyway,
I swear I won't tell. But you're gonna do my dishes for the next week.
I am not a rat. I mean, my brother would fuck with me. I would just not tell on him. I don't know what the fuck. Why not?
Loyalty, man.
Yeah.
You're in the struggle together. You got to survive. It's a survival instinct.
That's right.
Yeah. So you're touring around with cancer horror. Then what?
Okay. Not much touring, more weekend warrior stuff.
That's fine. Weekend runs. Yeah.
Our moms are driving, or his mom's driving us all in a pickup truck and shit. But we did some cool stuff. It was definitely mainly Dallas. We,
sure, close.
Dallas,
big city,
Longview, regional stuff. Then that whole like I'm graduating now, all that shit's kind of going on. John Longstreth from Origin, at the time he was playing for Skinless and Democ, a few other bands, and it was the first time that I saw a death metal drummer like sessioning. I'm like, dude, if you get to a certain point, like a certain level, I can probably join 5 bands and just be on the road all the fucking time. So that was kind of my goal. And Vital Remains was like, I was 17 when that came out, or Dechristianized, that album. So I would like try to play along to that, like Origin, which is just very fast, crazy shit.
Right.
And I just, in my head, I'm like, if I can ever play this shit, then I can for sure play for anybody, basically. It's just blast beats and fast fills or whatever. So that was kind of the plan. And then, so let me think about this for a second. I was 20, graduated. First tour was a European tour. So it's band Prophecy from Dallas.
Damn.
Okay, so I was in Cancer Horror. We were playing Dallas all the time. Started playing in Psychiatric Regurgitation, which is a super porno grind band. Lots of gravity blasts. Just impossible beats.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, fuck. So I'm doing that, and then I had a homie in Shreveport. It was like, hey, I'm going to Europe with Prophecy. I'm like, cool. Well, then I asked him, like, something happens, and I'm like, are you still doing the tour? And I just fell into this position, basically.
Crazy.
It's like, boom. Oh, I'm about to write James now. You should try out, And it's just like, yeah, we're going to use you for this tour. It's like next month. I'm like,
fuck.
Like, whoa. So I remember grandma, this is like dial-up era, MySpace and shit. So, yeah, Mama got offered this European tour, and she goes, and it's like everywhere, every fucking country. Do it. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
So fast forward, ends up being like such a just. I was gonna write a book about this situation. I can't make up my mind if I want to do it with everything or like this because I have so much to talk about. But if I just bluntly kind of go from story to story, it's like way more entertaining, I think.
I think they say you got to write it 3 times if you write a book.
So it was like a lot of crazy shit. Basically, dude, I'm living with James. His fiance is the bass player. He's 24. I'm like 20, about to be 21, and he's like always just like screaming at her, calling her stupid, all this bullshit. And so like I keep just no one likes this dude in Dallas, and everyone's like, damn. I'm like, well, I'm trying to go to Europe or whatever. But like he's a kind of a shitty dude.
Yeah.
I tried to be cool with him. I just don't like him. I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure he'll hear this. Like I've said it on other shit too.
It's fine.
It is what it is.
Fuck him.
So anyway, we go to Europe, and it's like Rottenness from Mexico, Carl and Kay from Switzerland, and me. So it's like we're all having a great time. Him and Stephanie are kind of like bickering over there, and our singer is just an uncool guy that nobody likes. So he's kind of whatever. So I had a good time. It was great shows. Everything was awesome, kind of. I mean, there was like money and like lots of stress. Everything wasn't awesome, actually. But there was a yin-yang. There was definitely some good points and some bad points. But then at the very end, we're butting heads like crazy. I have a day in Germany, and I'm like just trying to get away from this fucking guy. So I hit up a friend. We go hang out for a day. I come back. I grab my shit. We go to the airport, and I leave my passport at the venue. So we are broke.
Oops.
Like there has been a laundry list of fucked up situations to lead us to. We made it barely, and now there is no one to ask for help. Like it's like, oh fuck, dude. Like get to the airport, everybody empties their shit. No passport in sight. All of us are dead broke. I've already been up all day. I'm sick as fuck, and I have to basically find the embassy, sneak it on these trains.
Oh
call home, get a temporary passport, try to make it back to my flight, which I didn't. They wanted me to pay $800 for another ticket. It's like this 3 to 4 day ordeal. And I'm not eating. I'm like starving. I'm drinking bathroom water out of a cup.
You're just stuck in a German airport?
Yeah, Frankfurt, Germany. Yeah. And I mean, I could spend the whole podcast breaking down this whole story. I mean, it was like I said, days of me on trains and buses and all this bullshit. And it was crazy.
That is crazy.
And the main thing getting me through it was like I just looked at it like the rung of a ladder, like first rung, get to the fucking embassy. And I get there and they're closed. So I gotta wait in the cold for like 2 or 3 hours. And it's like, okay, well when I get there, they're gonna give me a big hug. They're gonna take care of me because it's America, baby.
No.
No. The girl.
The fuck do you want?
Like, oh, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You need this much money.
Just look at
I don't have money. I told you I'm stranded. I don't even have an identification.
Well, then you got to go back to America. It's I can't.
It's just like the DMV. It's like, I need an ID. Well, you need proof of this and that. Well, I need an ID to do that.
That's right.
Sorry. Well, bitch.
You need four. You now need 4 photo IDs to get an ID. Like you fucking dumb piles of shit.
So that's what it felt like. It was just like, dude. But and I knew it was gonna be a good story when I came home, and it was. But that was my first tour. And
the worst times make the best stories.
Dude, I'm at a major sense of adventure.
Same.
I don't know where it comes from.
I love adventurizing.
I'm surprised I'm alive. I never thought I'd make it to my 30s.
God.
I live my life in that way. Like, I mean, any opportunity. If I didn't have a place to sleep, that wasn't even a factor. It'd be like, hey, he plays a big show. Cool, I'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
And I just never...
I sleep in the fucking dungeon. I
never had money, like, the whole time. I played Vegas in, like, 2018, I think. I flown out for this big... It was great. And then it was the first time, because I had a payday, and I had, like, $600. Like, I've never had money. At one of these fests, I'm, like, buying all these shirts and shit. And it was just...
You just immediately spent all your earnings?
It's like, the whole time that I was doing it, I just, like, I knew that I was broke, but it was just weird to be like, wow, I was literally broke during all of that shit. And another crazy thing is I didn't use my drums during because 2 European tours all over America, like, numerous times.
Right.
Coast to coast in Canada, Mexico, like, 3 years straight of, like, fucking, and only used my drums once for a 2-weeker cancer war. So... That's pretty crazy, and that should be inspiring to all you poor bastards out there. They're like, hey, Usually when there's a tour or a fest, they have a backline kit.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
They want everyone to use
The same
one
kit. Yeah.
And these dudes that have like nice shit can't do that. So that's actually why I started getting more gigs, I think, is because of my whole trailer park bullshit where I'm like learning how to play on like my pillow and like my actual legs like Dave Lombardo. And I mean, of course I'd love to have these $1,000 pedals and shit, but a lot of people need that.
We got PDP.
So there's been numerous times that people are like, dude, you're so much better than this guy. He was complaining the whole time. And it's like, it does kind of fucking suck. If you hire a dude, play some crazy shit, and you're like, I got your gear, you kind of should give him good gear. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Because you can't fly with your kit. You know, it's hard. You usually bring your pedals and your cymbal. You bring what you can. But even like if you do that,
Your snare drum.
the way your trigger clamps onto the rim,
Uh-huh.
even that's different. Or even your pedals.
Right.
Like, it might be perfect on your kit, but now your heel's up. You got like step.
And as a drummer, you get used to your thing. So I don't like sharing kits. It's like, dude,
Well, and that's what I'm talking about too.
Like, I'm a big guy, and I play really low tuned toms. I'm power player. Boom, boom, gorilla. You're like speed. There's no way. If we swapped kits, we'd both be like, this stinks.
But you gotta.
But you have to.
And that's the thing is, like, I think the sense of adventure, kind of like creating a puzzle that I have to conquer. On top of that, I just got like fire in me, dude. Like there's people, 1,000 people. I have to play this kit, so I have to figure it out. You know?
Right.
Maybe I won't be going like fucking crazy fast, but I need to go fast and clean enough to where they're happy, you know. But I've had some pretty bad situations where I'm like, because Vital Remains, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but super fast shit. I mean, it's like the fastest band that there ever was, basically. I remember going to Mexico and their snare is like loose as fuck, and you have to have a cranked bouncy snare.
Oh yeah.
To be like, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I can't. It does suck to be like, I can't play our shit on this. Like, we need a new snare. You know?
Oh, to be that guy? Yeah.
I mean, I think it's common for most guys to be that guy, but I think definitely that helped me is learning to play on shitty shit. Because most of the time,
What helps you adapt for sure.
Yeah.
Your adaptability is way higher.
and like I think that sometimes you just kind of have to get pissed and be like, you know. And
It tends to help. Yeah.
if it's shitty gear, you just gotta fight through it. You know?
Fight through it. Beat the piss out of
So-
it. It's going to be shittier when I leave here, I promise. Just put my foot through this pile of fucking garbage.
Man. Because that's the worst. You don't want the kick head to fucking bust.
I've had it happen one time,
Yeah,
and it
too.
is like, what do I do? What do you do? It's over. The show's over.
There are ways you can use front head. You just tape
If you have
it,
one.
you know,
Oh,
over.
tape it.
Don't use duct tape because they'll start sticking.
I did one where the beater went in and didn't come back out during a show. Just like,
Yeah, I've done that before.
well,
One time I forgot my kick pedal. That's the main thing. Where
you
you're like,
forgot your kick pedal?
that's the main thing where there ain't nothing you can do about that. You got to go back and get it. You can't like with a snare. You can maybe like tighten it and mic it a certain way. Where it's
Sure.
like, pap, you know, like you
Yeah.
can kind of rig stuff up, but no kick pedal. You can't just.
You
kick
can't
it.
just kick it. Yeah, I've tried. I actually have
Yeah, It
tried.
doesn't have the same attack.
Anybody got 2 sticks and a pulley?
Sticks is a shitty one too. I've had to use limbs before,
What?
not for like Vital Remains, but
Like tree limbs?
yeah, I'd go out and just look for anything that's like won't break.
Some good oak.
That was not. It was like a cover thing with my dad, so some shit.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't too crucial because like reggae. So basically, slow down a little bit. Stiff Necked Fools is my reggae band. That's the one with my dad and my brother. We are like, I play very hard with that. I'm putting my martial arts and death metal into like reggae as far as like the funky groove. It's
That
like
groove.
Super rim shots
Hard,
every time.
tight groove.
I'm
Yep.
breaking the stick every other song.
Yep.
There's shavings. It's like Rambo. It's like a fucking hill
Crazy
of
amounts of
shavings.
rim shots
Yeah.
on everything. Yeah.
So the gigs aren't always like with that band. It's very hard. With my dad, it's usually at a restaurant. I got like duct tape all over my snare, so I can just like no resonance whatsoever.
Right.
It was one of those shows where it didn't really matter as much. Matter of fact, I may have even been using an electric kit because for a while I was using the little Yamaha
Oh, yeah.
rubber pads.
Yeah.
And that might have been how I was able to.
Because it was just, they're just sensitive. Yeah,
Because if I was going pop like with
you could use your damn hands on an electric kit.
Yeah. I like those Yamahas, man.
They're all right.
They're fun.
I'm torn. I want an electric kit just because I know that's where it's all going, but
Well,
like they make some nice shit. But
their
I
higher
think
end stuff is really nice.
it's like that Roland, that $8,000. It's like a real drum set.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Roland has a lot of different. They're the main ones with all these models.
Well, that's because they patent everything.
Yamaha is like shitty or it's just kind of lower
and
level, and then it's
Elise's.
like bang. There's a big jump in quality. But they're, I don't know what it is. I'm trying to think of what relate it to. It's almost like a canvas, but like MMA mats. They're like kind of squishy. Yeah. It's like a squishy mat kind of thing. It's not rubber, not mesh. Really bouncy. It's like foamy.
They do it well.
And they're really nice. I mean, I love them. I can play fucking awesome on that shit.
Yeah.
But it's weird because they're kick pads. I was a salesman at Guitar Center for 4 years, so I know all this shit. They have a $69 kick pad. It's even if you get like the $3,000-$4,000 kit, it still has the same shitty kick pad. And all of those fucking kick pads are like,
it's a stick with a ball of rubber on. They all suck.
Roland has like from like $500 and up. There's like double. They got legs this way and that way. They're super sturdy.
Yep.
And that's what I need for like my doubles and stuff. Like if I can just bring that to a fest, it'll work.
The only ones I've found that I like are the ones that resemble like it's the big circle, so it has like the bracing.
Yeah.
Because when I push in, kick pedals like this, I push from the top in like a vert. So I'm digging the fuck into that pedal. I kick drum very hard, very hard. I want to break it every time I push the damn pedal down.
Well, that's good. You're doing especially what you're doing. Like that was my dad's shit when he would teach us as a kid. Like he wants hard kick. No drum fills. Stop showing off. He just wants. He wants that fucking fat groove. If you go like, it's like, dude, no drum fills.
I like drum fills.
Come on, Dad.
I'm not good at them,
well,
but I like
get
them.
it now. You got a fucking 8-year-old or whatever. Like, you don't realize your tempo. Drum fill and you speed up now.
But also stuff like that's all about the pocket.
Yeah.
It ain't about leaving. It's about just fucking groove, baby.
And that's why with reggae it's cool because like after like 3.5 hour sets, like I'm in another world over here, and like it's never like it's never anything like that. So all the fills are always.
Could you imagine?
I'll throw it a little and I'll be tasteful with it, but it's usually it's like weird off time.
Right.
It's almost like blues guitar for drums.
Yes.
You're just real tasteful. And
you got to be real selective, and off time tends to work best for things like that too.
I think the only way to like be where you don't feel like this is boring is like how your hi-hat work with reggae. Because there's room to like do whatever. It doesn't have to be like all the time. So usually when I'm in the zone, like every round, I'm kind of doing some different hi-hat pattern,
Right.
And I'm just kind of flowing with it. I think I'm a pretty good reggae drummer.
You're a pretty good drummer, so.
Well, and it was such a contrast. So this was 2011. So I joined Vital Remains, like my favorite band. I moved to New England. I'm doing the Summer Slaughter tour.
New England?
It's Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay.
Just, they say they're from New England. Really crazy time. That summer I did I toured with every band that I love. So the last tour I did with them, it was Dying Fetus, Dying Fetus, Cannibal Corpse, Devourment. Devourment's my homies, and then Vital Remains. Before that was Summer Slaughter, so it's like Carnifex, Animals as Leaders, All Shall Perish, Decrepit Burst, Syphilic Carnage, it was Decapited's first tour back after the drummer died. It was amazing. So it's everything's great, but mentally, I'm a fucking lunatic.
Started to take its toll.
Like I said, my dad had a few runs with the drugs.
Right.
So in the time that involved me during my little touring, it got real bad. So I came back from a tour, my whole jam room's wiped out. PA, guitar shit, bass shit, everything but my drums.
Right.
So the big dramatic thing.
Damn.
Because my grandma's dying, she's selling her antiques, he's using the money for drugs, all this crazy shshit. And
God.
Yeah, it was bad.
Damn.
So then his nemesis or whatever kicks my door in, takes my drums the next day. So I'm literally have nothing.
All that happened in a day?
Within a weekend. Well, I came home and I'm where's all my fucking shit?
Right.
Dude? And then I'm confronting him
right.
about it. My grandma's crying. It's all this crazy
Jesus,
shit.
man.
So I turn the other cheek or whatever. I'm like, I feel insane. So I'm just pacing the neighborhood, just kind of like staring at a wall. I'm just really like catatonic. Isn't that what that means? We're just kind of like,
yeah.
So I'm trying to figure it all out, and then I get the message, hey, trial provider remains. I'm like, man, I just lost my kit. We have our own kit. We just need somebody to move. And I'm like, I'm down. And it was like that whole like like just let Ja fucking guide you. You know, like that's. I feel like there is an energy that guides your life.
Absolutely,
I
agree.
Because there's been every time I'm in that moment where I'm just kind of like, I'll get some crazy opportunity, and I'm like, oh shit, now I can focus on that. I'm learning songs. I'm not thinking about this. You get there, everybody loves you. You know, these death metal fests for me are like going to Hawaii or something. It's just like the coolest shit.
You get to watch all your favorite bands.
All my friends that because it's always like bands or promoters from these cities.
And you get that wicked wristband that gives you that access. That's the best. That's my favorite part.
Being in one room with like your friends from Switzerland, your friends from New York, like everyone's just like stoked. Like I just went to Chicago for one a couple weeks back, and it was just like, miss this shit. That's what I wish every year I could just go to all of them. I want like RV and just be like, that's my life. Go to this fest.
Just drumming at fests.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, fests are kind of it.
Yeah. That's what after having kids, I'm like, I can't do tours, but I'll hit these fests up. And that kind of kept me, I promoted shows locally.
Right.
So it kind of kept me involved, because if you just step away, a year goes by, all these club connections you had, no longer.
Oh, it goes away quickly.
That dude that booked shows in Denver, nope, not anymore.
Yep.
So it's kind of, it's kind of a regret is when I was hitting these cities, I should have had a notebook being like, this was the promoter, these bands open up, this was the venue, this is the owner of the venue, this is the venue's phone number. I should have had all that shit.
Well, back in the day, we had these things called books. And you used to go to Hastings. And Hastings was a really cool spot, and they actually would have, they used to have that published. Every venue that was a published venue, they had their fucking name, the promoter's name, the fucking phone number to get there, and then eventually updated it to emails. It was like the power in your hand. And now I feel like it's way harder, because used to you had to go buy a book, and now you have to be like, let's see, the red fly in Austin, or what's called the Red 7. Who is it?
Well,
send an email. Good luck, fucker.
So there was a point, and that's why I'm so lucky, is that YouTube started popping off.
Mm-hmm.
I got
shout out YouTube, like and subscribe, both our channels.
I had a friend that was trying to be a director, so he had a good camera. And he was going to college, so he had a good computer. It was hard to even upload videos at that point. I was able to have some drum videos like early on, and it got me recognition. That started the whole path.
Okay. This is the early days.
Early. Yeah, this is 07, basically.
Oh, man.
So when I was stranded, there was no phone. That wasn't a thing. Cell phones. So I was like, hey, let me message my friend real quick. But there were so many things in that story. It's such a good story. From me learning the stuff, all the troubles for that whole month throughout, to losing my passport, trying to, like, it's epic. I mean, it'll have you in tears. It'll have you, like, anxious as fuck.
You should make it a movie.
Well, I need to make it a book first. You know?
Yeah, and then get it adapted to a movie.
I'll talk about it in some podcasts and stuff, and that's kind of because I'm getting dumber over the years. Like, I'm forgetting.
Yeah, dude.
I'm forgetting a lot of this shit.
Yep.
So I'm like,
well, you're just putting a lot of more memories in your brain, especially if you have kids. That's going to take up I feel like your kids are going to override because if you love your kids, I feel like the brain's going to make room for that over other shit.
And you're just not. You have to kind of like. You have like a poster up, and every day you're like, yeah. But if you don't, now it's just like you said, kid stuff. It kind of gets buried.
Yep.
So it's like, all other stuff is A, you can't talk about it to everybody because it's kind of crazy, and B, it's just like, yeah, more memories, like you said.
Yeah.
So it's important to me because I'm getting older. My friends are dying. To try to organize this shit before it is gone, because I feel like it is a unique story. And, like, I mean, I was broke as shit, didn't even have drums, and, like, toured the world on other people's dime. And which is...
I mean, just that is crazy.
And this is what blows my mind. After having kids, I came home, I was leading into the reggae thing.
Yeah.
I came home, started playing reggae. So that helped. Different A to Z.
Right.
Then I had kids. Like, a decade kind of goes by, and I'm like, I was, like, loose cannon. if I got mad, there was no controlling me, you know. So I had to really just like stay cool. I'm still that way, honestly. I try real hard to just like don't get me to that point. I'll warn you 2 or 3 times, you know. I'm not just gonna fly off the handle, but once I'm there, don't be like, calm down. Like it's like I already told you 4 fucking times.
We're past calm down, motherfucker. Give me your earlobes.
Fuck.
Bite.
I keep getting sidetracked. God damn it.
Hey, dude. The name of the game here.
Boom, reggae. Oh, I know this. So 10 years goes by. That shoots by. I'm like, God, kids are growing up. And then I'm thinking, like, wait, my first tour was 2007. I came back at 2010. It's only 3 fucking years?
Mm-hmm.
Like, whoa. Like, even now, it's like, it seems like. And I guess if you look at getting the kit, playing your first show, playing your first out-of-town show, playing your first bar, all of that, it would go further than 3 years. As far as my first tour where I lost my passport, to me, coming back home, like a mess, it was September, October of 07, September, October of 010, or 2010. And,
010. Love it.
you.
I say it too. I do it too.
But I just, it's crazy to me. But that's the realization too before I hit 40. I was like, man, if I can go hard for 2 or 3 years and accomplish a lot.
Yeah.
As long as I'm like going for it and not just like, just do this, you know. I'm just realizing how quick it's like a snowball effect with time. You're just like getting older.
And it happens so fast.
Like,
I know
it's insane.
You're near my age, and it's just like especially after 35, I blinked, and now I'm almost 40, and I'm just like, what the fuck happened? The last 3 years of my life feel like a moment, singular. They don't feel like a bunch of moments. They feel like one solid thing crammed into it's the weirdest feeling in the world.
I just turned 37 like a couple weeks ago.
Happy birthday.
And it was the first, 36 was like, that's when I'm like, I got 7. It made me feel like I wasn't going, hey, it's my birthday, I'm 37. I was just like, it's my birthday. I'll leave off 37.
Oh, I still celebrate my birthday. I got to do something cool for 40. Think about taking a trip.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, I didn't die.
I mean, that's
maybe. We'll see.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my dad's 70. You're about to be 70, and it's like, dude, talk about crazy life.
That's amazing.
This
Wait,
dude,
he got to tour around, do coke, and make it to 70?
Dude,
man.
How many meth heads do you know that are dead? Because I don't know any.
None. All the meth heads I know are very much alive.
Isn't that weird?
Not on meth anymore. God bless them.
I think that shit keeps you alive, dude.
Oh, Brandon Novak was just talking about this on a podcast. He said it preserves you. Whatever age you start at with the heavy drug use like that, you just kind of stay in that.
Yeah, because
body.
He's still like gigging and got young girlfriends and like he's living like I did when I was 20 or whatever. He's just that's keeping him alive, you know. But every time I see him, because we've had our ups and downs, was hug him and be like, "Can't believe you're alive," because it really is amazing, and it could be any day now. You know, for us too. It's just life is like. I think I was always fascinated with death for obvious reasons. It's just fucking crazy. You're like, we're gonna fucking die.
Yeah,
Especially when you're younger, you're like, man.
It's hard to comprehend. There's
what
no
is it?
coming back from
And
that.
then it's like Christianity is like the first thing you learn about, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
That's what happens? Whoa. And then it's like,
but maybe? What?
And then once you start going like, wait, I was lied to?
Santa ain't real. What the fuck?
Yeah. So then once that whole thing happens, like, well, then what does happen? And it's always been there, but now it's like, I have kids. I never gave a fuck before that. But now it's like, I can't die and then be 9 when their dad dies.
Tends to change
like,
things a little bit, yeah.
So it really is, I'm having like I guess that's what a midlife crisis is.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I'm just like, because I feel energy strongly. I just feel like I'm connecting to nature more, and I'm feeling that energy of like, yo, you might be a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing, don't let.
Boy, we're going down the same road, my friend. I think just at our age, it kind of happens to everyone. Everybody my age is the same, is in the same boat. Minus the ones that are just like, kind of just whatever.
It is weird though, because wrestler Bray Wyatt or whatever the fuck his name.
Oh, the guy that just passed away.
He's younger. He's 35, right?
Yeah.
Or 36.
No, was he that young?
Yeah.
I thought it was 39.
No. 35, 36.
That's
and then
sad.
The old basis for Goat Whore, he was 35, healthy, heart attack.
Did he just die?
Yeah. So there's like people that are just like, now it's like, we're at the surface of the water where it's like, fuck, okay, this is when people start dying. But how do these meth heads live to be 70 and then these healthy motherfuckers? I don't know, man. I don't get it. I'm trying to like.
Maybe we gotta start doing meth, man. We'll just start. Maybe we'll just do meth together.
But that's something I have noticed. All his fucking his homies do die, but it's not from a heart attack.
It's always from crazy shit.
So
a tractor fell on his head.
Exactly.
What the fuck? How does that happen? Well, he was under it, stealing the converters.
That was a wild like epiphany though. Of like, dude, like alcohol kills so many people, but like meth just. You go to the same fucking street you grew up on. That fucker's still there.
They're all out by my house. There was one last night bicycling in the middle of the lane at night.
Little Rock's got some fucking homeless motherfuckers.
It was crazy. I was like, dude, I had to swerve. Wow. Oh, I almost got hit by the mailman this morning. Heard I didn't tell you that. That was crazy as fuck. Hit by the mailman? Yes. I was driving, and he's just coming in my lane, coming in my lane. Fuck. Swerve out of the way. He finally sees what he's doing. I was like, dude, I should have let him hit me. Do you understand how much fucking money I could have got?
I think the shittiest thing about Little Rock is the traffic. And
well, it's the infrastructure's all wrong for the amount of people that live here.
Right, like the roads are weird for one. But it's not even like just the people in which way, like, so when you go to Walmart or like Trader Joe's or some shit, like, it's like people just don't fucking look at where they're going. It's just like chaos, like, get out of my way, you know? And so it's same with the traffic. It's like, move. Or fucking, they won't move out the way when you're merging. You have to figure it out. You know, that type of shit. And man, shit pisses me off so much.
Well, you come from Shreveport where what's the population there? It's got to be not that many, right? It can't be that many.
I would say that people are.
No.
I would say people.
Really?
No.
No. There's no fucking way it's bigger than Little Rock. You're thinking of probably maybe both cities combined. It's sister city, Bossier, but
even then, though.
Even that's a stretch. No way. I'm thinking 90,000. Uh-oh. Well, which is it? Google told y'all both two different answers.
Well, what's Little Rock then?
300.
Okay.
No, 195. I see the sign. Man. 203,000. They're the same. I thought it was way different.
It does. There's a Shreveport vibe here. I feel like it's like Shreveport and Dallas made a baby. Like, kind of what Little Rock feels like to me.
I've always said we're just a tiny Dallas. It's the same. We're modeled the same, except the road system. Yeah. We have one main road in every city. There's a main road, and then everything's just off of that, which drives all the traffic to the main road instead of like in Dallas, dude. Every other road is a main thoroughfare.
Another crazy thing about Little Rock,
and they have 6-lane fucking service roads. Shout out to them. That shit's dope.
The way the city is building on top of the ghetto, it's like you have like, because I was doing DoorDash for a while when I first moved here, and it'd be like,
does that pay good?
It can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But you'll have this brand new apartment complex or whatever. It's like beautiful. And one address further, like trailer park, like abandoned trailer park, where you're like,
yeah, they're building on top of everything right now.
And it's like just instantly. Like, I mean, I know that like street to street it can change, but this is like
it's the next house. Yeah.
Inches away and like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I just thought
especially downtown, it's the revitalization stuff with we used to, man. I mean, before they started all that stuff, it was all kind of just decrepit. No one was really downtown at all.
It's changed a lot because I've been here throughout, and my reggae band used to play here all the time back in 2011,
Where do you play?
12. Huh?
A reggae band in Arkansas. Where do you play at?
Like
festivals?
We did Midtown all the time.
Really?
Yeah, we did.
I didn't know Midtown was known for their reggae.
Afterthought. Played there a couple times. We did like Brick House and Jonesboro and stuff like that too. I can't remember. Honestly, we did play Riverfest with Bush and fucking Sugar Ray.
Well, all right. Rubbing in.
Yeah. It was, it actually was.
It's pretty cool.
Probably, it wasn't like. the crowd
Melissa
wasn't
Rim.
the crowd wasn't there for us so much. It
Sure
wasn't
no.
like a sea of people or anything.
Yeah.
They were hanging out, which is kind of cool, I guess. You're like, oh shit, Mark McGrath, where the fuck his name is. Kind of weird seeing him, but the coolest thing, sponsored by DW.
Fuck yeah.
Every band had their own kit, brand new heads.
Mm.
Dude, I was like, every fill was like, doo, 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 like I'm fucking denting the fuck out of their heads, beating the fuck out of it. It was like, it felt so good to just not give a fuck. I'm like, I don't give a shit. But so that was pretty cool.
Dude, yeah, being a touring drummer must be the best. Sticks and heads are paid for.
Yeah, at that level would be cool.
Yeah, well, I should say that, yeah, at that level. Yeah. I've only seen it a handful of times where you just have, like, they'll bring out a trunk, you know, like a gig trunk, and you just open it, and it's just bricks of sticks and heads and even cymbals. You're just like, can I have just a couple of these?
I kind of need a tech at this point. I'm like, so exhausting for me to break down the kit, load the car, get to the place, take the kit out, load it inside, move it over here again, take it to the stage, play an exhausting set, boom,
break it all down,
pull your car in, load it up, go back to your house, take it out, load it in, set like it for $100, bro. Come on.
Yeah, but you gotta be able to pay the tech.
And
we're both making $50.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like it takes usually 100 at least for me to like learn your shit, like to fuck with it at all. Barely, you know. So
right.
Like, I had a tech. You need those guys.
It'd just be cool if venues would have like. Yeah. That kind of was a thing. I'm sure you remember, like, you know, in the early 2000s, 90s, there was kind of just hangarounds. It'd be like, yeah, you're just here. Or they would even, some venues, if they're big enough, would have staff for it. Just help the bands move their shit off stage. Yeah. You get into every show fucking free.
Yeah, and Shreveport, it's kind of that way. I can usually
we had that here. I was definitely a hang around for a bunch of venues.
Because there's a place for those people. The problem is if it's just some like young kid that's like, yeah, drop your shit. You know?
I mean,
I've kind of, I know I'm contradicting myself, but like, kind of would just like to do it myself because so many times it's like, where did my kick drum leg go? I mean, like, the venue still, like whatever, like, sticks, cymbal stand.
It happens.
And I don't know. At the same time, when I'm done and I'm fucking burning, I'm not in the mood to be breaking my kit down and loading the car either. So in that moment particularly, it's like, yes, please just take it outside. The last 4 shows probably I'm just like on the ground like.
Well, the heat has just been unbelievable.
I'm getting better. I'm just not in drumming shape. I've been like just being lazy. You know, different when you're now like.
You're just teaching students and being a dad.
Yeah, I've gotten better over like since joining NightSpake. Like that first jam, I was like, because I never was in a band that did like the 1 foot blast beats. So like on their recording, it's kind of slower.
The foot's just keeping the.
I was like, why do you even need me for this shit? Like this isn't even very quick. But now that I'm playing it my way.
Maybe you're just a good drummer. You ever think about that?
There's got to be guys that can go, you know, super, you know. But now I'm playing it way faster. Like I listen to the track again.
I like how you can just do it. I like how you're just. Yeah. I'm like, been drumming for 20 years. I'm a fucking dork.
I was a nerd about trying to be the fastest for a long time.
Yo, fast drums. I'm not good at. I stink. I'm very, very bad. I don't know that I'll ever be. I can do a blast beat. I do one in our new record that ain't out yet. But it's like one, you know, done. It's that quick.
Well, part of it is you already told me that you play like big, loose heads.
Big. Oh.
So I mean, you're gonna wonder like, how the fuck can you even do that? It's because like I probably couldn't either. We're not like
on that drum kit.
Not like the videos you've seen, you know, with the super fast shit. If it's super fast shit,
that one you posted is the most robotic looking shit in the world. Where it's kind of like up and over, and you're just like going around the drum kit each to the snare drum. I don't know how the fuck you do that.
Is it a drum solo?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know how you do that shit.
Well, that's the stuff that I'm teaching. So, all those are single strokes, but usually with odd number, like if you go 2, 3, 3, so that your hands don't cross. You go that. Then you start crossing. right? There's accented triplets. There's like a handful of things that in a month you're maneuvering around the kit without this weird like moments.
Running into yourself.
Because even with death metal, like I always go like there's always like a weird little at the end of it.
Right.
I never really was like playing to a click, really breaking down the transitions of like coming out of the field back into, you know.
Right.
It's all so fast. It's just like, yeah, that's it, or whatever.
Are you playing that shit to a click track?
I sometimes.
Woof!
I have lately, you know, but historically I wasn't. It was all just kind of vibing or whatever.
Yeah.
But now that I've been teaching and breaking everything way down
Into the fundamentals
it's
of it?
helped me a lot.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because I was always trying to be the fastest. I never was like, I couldn't explain to you why my hands were doing that. I had to sit there and go like, all right, what's happening here?
Oh, you know? I
It's
see.
just a feeling to me. Well, it's like, you know, I'm just kind of.
I'm very much in that. I couldn't explain to you.
And that's what you got to realize is, because I'm an idiot, so I teach everyone like they're a
Same.
fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna spell it out. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna play it slow. I'm gonna play it fast. I'm gonna play it slow again. I'm gonna spell it out again. Give you the number breakdown. Play it again. That way, it's hitting all your left and your right side. Or you're just like, okay. But most people don't have an attention span, including me. So like, I get it. I got my fucking room like bobbed out with lights, and I try to like not stick to one thing for more than like 5 minutes. If they're getting tripped up, let's move on.
Yeah.
And then go back to it, and then it'll be easier. Because that's what you got to realize mentally is like if you're defeated here, it ain't happening.
It's very true.
And you just got to keep them calm.
Get frustrated.
And like I still do it. I still play too fast. I still antsy, you know. I need someone being like, yo. You know? But I'm so conscious of that I feel like I've gotten really good at teaching these kids. And it's a really good feeling, man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I finished my thought earlier, but yeah, starting to teach, it's like, dude. I had a kid that I only had like 1 or 2 lessons with. And he showed up. I didn't like recognize his face. He's just like, he had been waiting on me for like 2 hours. Zippy, the lessons manager, she's like, hey, he's trying to talk to you. I'm like, God, like talking to people I don't even know. So he like hugs me. He's super excited. He's like, I play for my church now. I just want to thank you so much for what I learned during the lesson. And he was like, so, you know, like churchy people, they're like really like nice. It's like, give me a hug, man. I'm like, hey, okay.
Those bastards.
But like, he was so thankful. And I was like,
that's rad.
I haven't really gotten that yet of like the student that left and came back and like, dude. Because like, I know what I'm teaching you is like fucking awesome. I wish someone would taught me this shit.
Right. I wish I had a me back then.
But like, how many teachers have you had with anything that they're like, this is the way, and you're just like,
yeah.
You know? So you have to have that mental space of like listening and
what do you want to do?
Following along, you know? And that's why that first lesson's so crucial. Like the 4/4 with the big long drum fill.
Yep.
That feeling. It's the feeling. That's pretty much all I'm trying to like preach. Is because it's a drug.
Ooh, yeah.
First time you play with a bassist and you're like, oh shit.
Oh, it's a drug.
Yeah.
It's the best drug in the world.
And most teachers would just be like, we're practicing double strokes.
And that's all you're doing
Whatever.
over and
like
over
you're
again.
In this bright room, like
Yep.
doctor's office.
Yep.
No grooving at all. Just and with guitar too. Like this is this chord and this is this. Like dude, the fucker's hand is this big. Like it took me so long to learn E chords so I could sell a guitar and be like, you know, trick them into thinking I play guitar. But when you're going boom, boom, clean, you gotta have like leather fingertips, dude. So I wouldn't teach a kid that shit at first. I would just teach them sweet leaf. Played on drums and like, oh shit. Four notes. No, none of this shit, you know?
Oh, there's plenty of simple songs out there.
For
Plenty.
real.
Smoke on the Water's a big one.
So I just think that that's important, man. I wish more teachers were like not doing that. It's important. I know the chords are important, but making him want to play is more important because you're just hurting his hands.
Right.
He's not grooving. He's not feeling any of those feelings.
It's clinical instead of practical. You know, like
I look at it like
you want to be
coaching.
inspired by it.
Yeah. I try to just watch and coach, not be like, do it my way. There are the certain lessons that I have, but I'm very open to like if you like gospel or like soul or whatever, you like this band.
Do you show kids the kind of music you listen to? or play in?
Yes.
Yeah?
Depends. I've learned to be careful.
Yeah,
Because, like, they'll start scrolling like, oh, you got a podcast? I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
I
your
should
mom's
love
not
your
going to like
podcast.
that.
Like, fuck.
Machete, can you come to the front desk?
Right. But so far, so good. They usually think it's cool. And, I mean, I won't push that. I have a YouTube channel. It's kind of none of their business. Unless they're already, like, old enough or...
Right.
But,
what's your age range? Is it any
everywhere?
Age? Really?
Oh, yeah. And I've only had a couple that was, like, into metal and wanting to learn double bass. It's pretty much always just that beginning process.
Right.
And even the old people, it's like, no, I'm too old for this or whatever. Like, okay, you're not going to be the best in the world. But, like, if you've never drummed or had anything that made you feel that, like, it's healthy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I just try to, like, I think just making them feel cool. You know, because I have, like, 70-year-old students and shit. And they just can't get it.
70?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I got one dude that's 70 right now, yeah.
Well, that's fucking awesome. A 70-year-old wants to just...
Well, it's hard, too, because he played in school. He was traditional back then.
So he's used to some shit that don't even exist
And
no
so
more.
a lot with the old traditional, they would start with the, like, the anda or whatever. So it's like, anda 1. So it would be like left, right. But all my shit is like right. You know, I'm trying to, like, teach you how to go in and exit without that weird moment.
4, yeah.
But if you're leading with your left, it fucks everything up. So if you're a lefty, I'm like, fuck. Just unless I set the kid up opposite, you know, it just kind of eliminates my whole...
Do you have 2 kids in there?
I used to.
Ah, okay.
The vibe is better if it's just boom. I have it facing the wall so I can, like...
Oh, easy changeover.
And they have, like, their parents. I just have, like, chairs. I just think it's... When you have 2 kids, it's like, fucking...
The parents are in there?
Sometimes.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, odd.
I got a lot of, like, little kids, too, so... I think they want to pick up what's happening, too. I mean, I don't really mind. It's usually better, because they can see that what I'm doing. They're not just like...
Okay.
Because it takes a lot of patience.
You ever had one kid come in, but then the parents like, you know, I think I want to drum.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Almost all of
fuck.
them. Oh, yeah. Like I said, I'm pretty proud of my curriculum, the way I go about it. Now, I get a lot of headaches and shit, so, like, there are certain days where I'm just like, fuck, it is a bad job to have a headache at.
Yeah, you don't want to be a migraine sufferer and be a drum teacher.
Right, and it's like boom, pat, but it's loud, and then I'm just a little
The
more
bright
irritable.
lights.
So, like, if they're at all, I'm like, yo, dude, take a fucking hike, dude.
Listen here, Kenneth. Or
Yeah.
wait, what are kids now? Beckett, Andrew.
But it is great. I've only had a couple that where I'm like, they just kind of bum me out. It's like, they don't want to be there. And so, like, I'm supposed to...
It's probably not even the kid's fault. The parent wants them to be there.
It's just a weird thing with, like, my own vibe. If I'm coming down to your level and you're just, like, not... And for, like, an hour, I can, like, hold it. I'd rather just... If you don't want to be here, and I'll play on my phone and we'll just talk about school or whatever. Like, but I'm not going to keep repeating myself. You know, and you're just like... It takes lots of patience. Because I am a kid. Like, I'm just a fucking big kid. Like, that's... When I had kids, I was like, dude, I get to watch cartoons again? Like, fucking A, dude.
I never stopped watching cartoons. My cartoons got a lot more graphic and fucked up, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, I had girls, so I'm like, oh, you gotta watch this, and they never really understood my love for it.
Damn it.
I remember trying to watch Kindergarten Cop.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, when they're like 5 and 7, and they're like, in the beginning, it's showing the bad guy, and he's like shooting it. Whatever, and they're like, I'm scared, Dad. I'm like, God damn it. Fucking Kindergarten Cop, pussies.
It's one of the best movies ever. You're fucking this up for me.
But that's what I'm realizing is like, I'm like, I used to watch Child's Play when I was 4. And I'm like, well, look at me now. I could probably cut your head off and not feel a goddamn thing. You know?
Maybe that's not
I don't
good.
Want them to feel that way.
Maybe I don't want disconnected children. Yeah.
So I've realized having kids, like, okay, that wasn't normal.
Yeah, the deciphering of what fucked you up you don't want to do to them. Yeah. The never-ending struggle of not fucking your children up.
So I think last year, all of a sudden, Stranger Things is like, Stranger Things. I'm like, you're watching Stranger Things? Yeah. And I'm like,
love that shit.
Are you watching it? Or did someone you know say
Is it pop culture? Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's a pretty brutal show. That last season, it's like fucking...
It's pretty they get pretty deep.
Snap,
I have a feeling that last season's going to be crazy.
I was a fan of the whole snap thing. That was pretty cool.
Wild.
Yeah. Just like we're talking earlier, it's like, oh, when your bones break, they break. That sucks. Oh shit.
Oh shit!
I've tapped that like 4 times this whole time. My bad.
It's okay. Is it still good?
I got big.
Yeah, it's still fine.
I got clown shoes.
How much time we got, Kurt? 4 or 5 minutes? Well, fuck it. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I guess so.
Plug some shit.
Heathen House in Court, Arkansas. We got Field of the Dead 2 coming up in October. 20 bands. Incantations headlining.
Holy
So
shit.
Pretty fucking sick. Flash Order. They just got off tour with Pantera, Lamb of God. They played my birthday show too. They're going to headline Friday. So that's pretty cool. It's October, so it won't be hot like the July stuff. He has put in so much money into it. He built like a big VIP treehouse. Got like 40 picnic tables. He's got little burn pits for all the camping sites. Highly encourage you guys to come check it out as soon as you can. I'll be pumping it like a motherfucker next 2 months.
Whoa.
So Heathen House, check it out.
What's the date again?
Second week of October 13th and 14th.
Okay. And it's a camping thing.
Yeah, 2 days.
Oh.
2 days, 20 bands. He's doing great things. Always building. That's a big thing that I'm part of right now. NightSpake, my current band, we're headlining the Rev Room September 15th. So that's kind of our
Nice.
trying to see where we line up in the scene. If we're able to do a headlining successful show, I think it'll be pretty cool. They've all been pretty good so far. 2 new songs. That's pretty cool. Of course, my YouTube channel.
Yep.
Machete Eddy Media. Search that. It isn't all me. I film bands too, but got my podcast on it. A bunch of drum videos. Roll through it. I think it's pretty cool. Hired Gun. Trying to keep it going. Only 9 episodes in, but a lot of these crazy stories, like it's more in detail. It's pretty entertaining, I'd say. A lot of just passports and fights and whatever. Dumb shit. And I guess that's about it. Yeah. Great to be here.
Thanks for coming, man. Great to sit down and finally talk to you, actually.
I think you're great at what you do, man.
No, you
good
too.
Voice, good personality.
Thank you. Sorry I'm a bit low energy today.
It's all good.
This weekend has beat the fuck out of me.
Same with Kurt. I think you guys make a good team. You know, like pretty big deal what you guys do for the
Yeah,
scene.
he keeps me fucking on the calendar for sure. I'd be like, I had 7 people last night go, man, what are they? And I was like, that's a Kurt question. I don't know.
it's good to have another guy like we were talking about. I like to do it myself, but I will talk myself out of. Like, there's already bands that like I should have been making a tryout video for like last month, and I'm just like, okay, today's the day. It hurts. I got to work in 2 hours. I'd rather watch UFC or something. It's fucking
fucking internet, man.
You know, so I'm trying to be less that way. I think I've done pretty good. I was in a pretty big slump before moving here, so I think.
Well,
overall,
you're killing it here, man.
Yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good. And just like 2 years ago, I was like, fucking.
Yeah.
So yeah, love the city. Love you guys.
Love you too, man.
Keep
Shit.
trying to do my thing. You keep doing your thing. And I think
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
be okay.
Oh, everything's gonna be just fine. We got the show coming up, Kurt. It's Crash Cast cover show. The third. It's not third annual. We can't say third annual. It's the third. Just third. We missed a couple years.
That wasn't our fault.
Okay. Third annual Crash Cast cover show. Salon Blonde's doing Deftones. Espionage Act's doing Green Day. Zash is doing Knocked Loose. And Prop Hunter is doing All American Rejects. Got it, bitch! He didn't think I was gonna get it! I know he didn't!
Which one did y'all do at Area 51? Was that the second one or the first one?
No, that was a benefit show.
Okay.
That was to get this room done. And it did.
Ah.
It paid for damn near everything in here.
That was kind of my debut to what you guys were doing when y'all did that.
Yeah, it paid for all the epoxy on this table.
And this is the drum riser, you said?
This was the Vino stage.
Stage, okay.
Yeah. This is the drum spot. So where the drums were, I called it the trampoline piece. And where you would drum, so you know drum, you got your, they would be going like this the entire time especially when like a singer would stomp on it.
Yeah.
The whole shit would just shift and move, and it was the worst thing in the world. And this, I specifically wanted. I had the idea the whole time, like I have to have that piece.
It's pretty epic.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do with it until we started doing this, and it was like the whole idea of having like a real place.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but
Very cool.
so that show is November 4th starts at 7. Yes, 7.
Not listening.
$15 in advance. Tickets will be available soon, or they're online right now. $20 at the door, but it's gonna be.
It's sold out every time.
It's sold out every time, so don't lag behind. But we will have physical copies. The bands will have them very soon. Internet, Crashcast Pod, Twitter, Crashcast Pod 1, Patreon, do the thing. Thank you, Machete Eddy. You're the best man.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for listening. Peace. I hate having to remember all that stuff.